Av3k is going to be ready, and we are going to get this one underway. Toxjq versus Av3k, the winners bracket final here from the Intel $20,000 Quake 4 tournament, possibly the last big Quake 4 tournament we've seen already. We've got a great start. Av3k picking up the red armor. Toxjq had the rocket launcher and he moved straight in there, took Av3k down, put himself into the lead, and we'll go pick up that mega health and the 50, and then proceed to take down Av3k once again. Just in that middle area, like I said, Monsoon, Toxjq's map choice. Av3k selecting Placebo, which we're going on to next. But here comes Toxjq once again. Av3k now up on the top tier and did some great work with the rockets. And I don't think Toxjq quite wanted to fly off the edge there, knowing that Av3k had that rocket launcher in hand and he only had the LG, but he still managed to make it work. Nice 150 armor as he picks up the yellow, pushing him once again onto Av3k, who is down in that lower grassy area. Did take him down as well. Mega health, as you can see over on the left hand side now, next to the admins, we have the spec timers all enabled. You can see exactly what's spawning and when. Toxjq in a little bit of trouble here, down to 16 HP. See exactly where it's going to move to. Av3k just primed behind the pole there, waiting to get the rail shot onto Toxjq. He missed it that time. Toxjq's going to back around, pick up that 50 HP bubble from the upper red room. Go again, both the mega health and the red armor due to spawn at almost exactly the same time here. Red armor is now up, mega health going to be up in a couple of seconds, and Toxjq doing a fine job there of timing that item and pinning Av3k down. But the red armor is going to go to Av3k. He's going to try and make his escape, gets hit with the rail there. Let's take a look at Av3k now. You can see that 100 armor that he just picked off the red is now down to just 39. But again, another couple of nice rockets into Toxjq. Going to open things up a little here, maybe. Peek around in this main room. Yellow armor was picked up by Toxjq. Red armor due to spawn here in a few seconds, and Av3k's going to make his way over there. Toxjq is also inside that room. Av3k, not much he could really do about that one. He's going to settle here instead for the mega health. Yellow armor due to spawn here as well, as Av3k goes up through that rail cupboard, picks up the rail and the yellow armor. Now quite even, 190 health, 89 armor for Av3k. Toxjq with 110 health, 184 armor. Just have the advantage, although that could be reduced a little bit here as Av3k hits him with the rail, then a couple of hits with the LG as well. Avik dropping down for the red armor. Toxjq still up above. Did land a couple of rockets. Still has that 6-point lead. Here comes Avik once again. Lovely rockets into Toxjq. Toxjq switching out for the LG, and Avik breaking out the rail. Made it hit. Finally gets his first point on the board here. Toxjq in trouble once again, down by that 25 health. Avik did lose a lot of health and armor there. He did manage to get the kill, but Toxjq super aggressive off the spawn with the machine gun. He's going to bring it back quickly. A 5-point lead for him. His health isn't so great at the moment though, down to 29. Needs to avoid that railgun. Otherwise Avik will get another one on the board here. Going to push down in towards that yellow armor. She just picked up uncontested. Avik just spamming a few grenades around the LG side. Misses a rail once again. Toxjq laying a few prediction rockets down. Trying to cover all angles here. Mega health up on its spawn point. Avik down below in that grassy area, trying the rail once again. It does clip the ledge in front of Toxjq, and hence does no damage. Mega health was picked up. 11 minutes and 30 to go here. Still that 5-point lead for Toxjq is in place on his map here on Monsoon. He's taking things very, very slowly now. Yellow armor up on its spawn point. Red armor due to spawn in a few seconds here. Misses the rail onto Toxjq, onto Avik, and he's going to go now for this red armor. Avik down there on that red armor platform, and he does collect that. Toxjq not able to land any of those rockets onto him. There goes the rail right into Toxjq. Going to pick up that yellow armor. Mega health is due to spawn here now, and it is going to be Avik that picks that one up. Surely he's going to have the advantage now as we move into this next fight. Toxjq picking a few armor shards up, could be the crucial thing in the next battle here. And here comes Avik, very fast down below, but Toxjq again laying perfect rockets down. And the second one actually flicked Avik against the wall and stopped him pushing any further. But he did retreat, pick up the red armor. He's now going to come around, yellow armor on its platform. Toxjq picks that one up, manages to flick Avik around, but he is taking the damage from the LG and is going to go down to that LG as well. And it's now a 4-point game here. Toxjq once again going super aggressive. But Av3k is able to hold out. Let's take a look at Av3k. He's brought it back to a 3-point game. No armor for him at the moment, but he is making his move on the red. Well, there goes Toxjq, and that was insane. Hyperblast. He had about 130 health left in that fight. And it was seemingly just a couple of hits that took him down. So, you know, Toxjq very adapted with all of these weapons. Av3k is going to collect the yellow. Toxjq still above him here, but again, Av3k goes to work with the LG. Managing to do the damage here as well, and forces Toxjq to move back in towards that red armor. Av3k going to go around. Few armor shards here. Is he going to challenge for the red? He's going to sit there with the rail, spamming a couple of rockets out. Gets hit with one of Toxjq's as well. He's going to back away and collect the mega. The yellow's due here as well. Av3k setting up for the shot up by that upper rocket launcher. Misses the shot, and Toxjq actually releasing a rocket. Know exactly where Av3k was going to be waiting. Now we wait for this red armor once again. Both players over by the yellow armor side. Av3k spotting Toxjq there inside the rail spawn. Fired a couple of rockets, but Toxjq already out of there. Av3k's going to take this red armor completely uncontested. Let's take a look over at Toxjq now. 100 health, 118 armor. Yellow and mega are both about to spawn here. Av3k comes flying around the corner, picks up the yellow. He's going to put Toxjq in a bit of a downer. Again, Toxjq having to move away, trying to get the rail shot over. But Av3k is already too high for him. He's going to be able to pick up that mega health. Red armor is going to go to Av3k here as well, so he certainly is starting to build things up. At 190 and 196, surely going to win this next fight here. Pushing in onto Toxjq, hit with two very good rockets once again. Toxjq coming off the jump pad. Av3k picking up the yellow, and Toxjq again will back away. Just down into that lower area though. Av3k managing to connect with the rocket at the start. And sorry, the rail at the start, and then a second rocket as well. 25 health for him. A few more armor shards as he makes his move inside this red armor room. Switched out to the rail, and Toxjq, a little bit of a trick there. Was hiding behind the wall and did a little bit of damage, but still it's Av3k that's able to collect that red armor. Mega health this time has gone to the Swede, as well as that yellow armor. He's still very, very close here with 8 minutes and 4 seconds to go. 8-4. Here comes Toxjq once again. Av3k getting the early advantage in that fight. Two great rockets. And then finishes it off with his superb shot into the back of Toxjq. And we're going to see an easy pickup on the red armor here for Av3k now, as well as he goes flying around into that mega health room. Doesn't want to let Toxjq have that one. And Toxjq again going super aggressive with nothing really. And he just knew he would have the advantage coming in from above onto Av3k there. It was enough of an advantage to take him down and bring that lead back to 4 points. Health picked up by Toxjq the last time as well. Av3k again with the rockets out. And again with no armor, he's going to be in real trouble as Toxjq pushes right in there, picks up the red armor, and he will now look to grasp this game and build on the lead that he has at the moment. Past the halfway mark here on Monsoon. Yellow armor is going to come up and is going to be collected by Av3k. Takes a look, trying to find out exactly where Toxjq is. He's spammed a couple of grenades down, but Toxjq again finding the angles, managing to hit the wall at the side of Av3k, using that splash damage to make the kill. Av3k dropping down low once again. He got a couple of rockets there. Toxjq finishes him off, but was in a little bit of trouble as far as the health goes. That 50 up high is going to help him out there as he moves back around for the yellow armor, breaking out the LG there. Good couple of ticks onto Av3k, who did retreat, pick up that yellow armor, and he's going to stand toe to toe with the rockets with Toxjq. Toxjq bringing out the LG, and again Av3k wisely placing the rockets down at his feet, forcing him away just a little bit. High blaster as well, and a lovely prediction rocket. Av3k walking straight around into it. Toxjq knew that it was low on health and they would need to move around, pick up the extra health. And that rocket landed right against the wall next to him, taking him out. Av3k now on the yellow armor. Quite a few seconds remaining here. Not sure what Toxjq was doing with the rocket there as he hit the floor next to him. Took a little bit of his own health and armor, but here comes Av3k from above, and he's got a good couple of rockets off. I think one of them just hitting the wall there. Toxjq in trouble, down to 13, but somehow manages to hold on and manages to get the kill as well. And then of course the pickup on the red armor. Av3k not seemingly following up on that one. He's going to move in for the yellow armor. It's Toxjq. Av3k still nowhere to be seen. Mega health is up on its spawn point. It is going to be Av3k that makes his move over onto it. Toxjq got the armor advantage here. Av3k certainly with more health. Toxjq will once again slow things down. Red armor picked up by Av3k. Toxjq in the meanwhile just gathering a few of those 25s, trying to boost his health back up as close to 100 as possible. Missed rail from Av3k. Toxjq going to try one of his own now, maybe. As he backs away for that yellow. Let's take a look at Av3k. Chasing down Toxjq now, completely sliding around that corner. Completely silent and completely fooling Toxjq. See how many times I would say completely during that bit. 14-5. Av3k again, he's going to fall. He's got the mega health off his spawn though. Yellow armor is there as well in a couple of seconds. The all-important rail. Toxjq was flying past. Av3k having a brief glimpse. Not much that could really work with. Going to jump across now. Hits him with the rail. Going to follow on with the rockets. Going toe-to-toe, both on an equal level here. Av3k again is going to drop down low. Pick up the armor shards and maybe go for the push inside the red armor room. Toxjq is up there. Good rockets there by Av3k. Yeah, flying up the ramp. He is going to collect the red armor as well. Looking for the rail shot as well. And the hyper blaster. Now making his move over to the red armor, and Toxjq catching him with two perfect rockets. One as he just left that ledge. The second one smashing him straight against the wall, bringing his lead up to a 10-point deficit for Av3k to really push onto. And Toxjq, as we usually see, to be honest, on Monsoon, it's flawless. Really not giving much to Av3k, apart from the odd few rail shots here that he seems to be landing. He's at 32% rail. Toxjq not really used too much of the rail. Isn't needing it right now. Armor is picked up again by Av3k. Slammed straight in the face by another rocket. He gets Toxjq pinned inside of that rail corridor. But still, Toxjq off the spawn. We've seen this probably 3 times now where Toxjq knows he's got a couple of shots off. And that he can quite safely go aggressive off the spawn with the added health and make it count with the machine gun. He's now 12 points superior to Av3k. Hitting him with the rail as well. Second one is going to miss, and Av3k's going to go flying underneath. The third one is going to hit, though. Av3k, I'm looking in quite a nice position. It's now down to basically nothing as Toxjq again hits another rail. I'm thinking he was maybe listening to me when I said he's not using the rail all that much. Last 4 shots, 3 of them have hit. And Av3k is now 13 points behind with 3 minutes to go in this one. Placebo effect coming up next. ReDeYe will step in, I believe, for that one. As we head off for Wilding Conference. Yeah, I'm so glad about that. 13 points still. Toxjq has here over Av3k, and he's going to push him quite aggressively here. Again, going to work with that LG. Manages to connect with one rocket. Covering the lower area, doesn't want Toxjq to escape from him. And that red armor is going to be the pickup. Yellow armor and mega health on exactly the same spawn time as this time. Let's see who's going to go for what. Av3k going straight over, picking up that mega health. Yellow armor is on its spawn point as well. And Toxjq is down by the red, and here comes Av3k once again. And actually moving quite a bit backwards there against the wall, but still manages to come out on top of that fight. Yellow armor still not being collected by either of these players. They're concentrating fully here on the red. Again, Av3k with the disadvantage as far as the height goes. Toxjq using that advantage to his gain. And getting a good few hits onto Av3k there. And again, a lovely prediction rocket landing right at his feet as he comes through that staircase. And Toxjq still down below. Av3k still with only 12 health. And missing the rail, mega health up. And Av3k's going to want to make his push over for that one. Again, landing the rocket. Red armor is on its spawn point. Toxjq coming sliding back around that corner. Av3k spawning in by the red. Toxjq had gone, picked up that mega health, and at 20-7, he's got to say this game is all his right now. Spamming away with the hyper blaster. Not much that Av3k can do from this point. Trying to maybe try and make a few frags up. And of course, we have a competition to see who can get the most frags throughout the tournament. And we'll want to basically keep that deficit as small as it possibly can. Toxjq again standing firm on the mega health platform. Not even timing the items to perfection this time. He's going to move straight across, get Av3k on the spawn. Now slowed down a lot. He knows that this game is out of his reach. And you know he can carry on. Toxjq just picking up mega. Rocket jumping across to the other side. Finishing off Av3k with the LT. And again off the spawn. Toxjq's rail has increased significantly up to 31%. Game says Toxjq. Got nothing to say at this point. He's still playing away with 35 seconds to go. We also saw the 7-8 playoff between Hell and Nani. I'm not sure who won that one. Maybe someone could tell me. So we have 6 people in this room and not one, you tell me. 20 seconds to go, 26-7. Toxjq still in the lead. Still to play, of course, down in that lower bracket. Here and Av3k down low with the shotgun going to work. He's going to get the kill here as well. Toxjq just spamming the grenades around, and he is going to win the first map. 29-7 with the last second rail. And he will take Monsoon, his map, his choice, and his victory there as well. And we will now move over onto Placebo Effect. And with that, I will hand you over to my lovely assistant ReDeYe.
And we will get underway then for this second map of the upper bracket I32 $20,000 Intel Tournament upper bracket final. We'll kick things off with Toxjq, who's spawned down by red. He'll take a right-handed route back towards the LG and collect that one, as well as the yellow on the way through as well. And therefore the Mega has already gone the way of the Polish wonder kid, Mr. Serious Av3k, who scores so far early in the 20 seconds of this game. The early part of the chess pieces being moved around the placebo chessboard. And the next fight should come over the red armour. Av3k just holding above it right now. Oh, actually bounces Toxjq out of that little walkway, but Toxjq will reply with the rockets, grab the red armour as well. And even doesn't have to even go for the railgun to take it away from Av3k. Av3k coming back with that hyper blaster. He's deadly sometimes with that hyper blaster as well. Mega comes up. Av3k is in there first and pulls off the stunning hyper blaster shots across the precipice. And Toxjq goes down, but there was only a sliver of health remaining for the pole. And Toxjq will finish him off with machine gun. Great start to the game then, 54 seconds in. Toxjq leading by 2-1, does land a rail shot as well, and that'll leave Av3k a little bit down, but he's again used those hyper blaster shells just far along the corridor in a very defensive way. Another railgun strike, another railgun strike. That's 3 in a row, completely ownage from Toxjq. And just trying to finish him off with that Mega. He knows he's going to be very low on health, but he doesn't want to go rushing down there. And he doesn't seem in any particular hurry to finish him off. Mega comes up, and Av3k slides across the map and picks up that Mega, and that's a missed opportunity really for Toxjq, and he's going to be made to pay on the red armour spawn as well. And we're tied back up at 2-2. That's an amazing start to Placebo from both players, it has to be said, but a bit of a mistake there from Toxjq. Really should have punished Av3k after those 3 rails in a row, and Av3k will force Toxjq to just crater down low after chopping him down to size with the hyper blaster and the LG. As the lead right now as the red armour is picked up by Av3k. It won't save him though from the LG, which is deadly from Toxjq. Square again, another fight coming back over the Mega health, and they're literally moving around the map together. It's almost, it's like a dance if you like around Placebo right now. Both have their timing absolutely spot on as you'd expect early on in the map, and neither of them have decided to use the strategy of just waiting on a spawn because they just can't. They're always under pressure. Can't throw off the timing at all just yet. Red has spawned though, and Toxjq's doing exactly that now. Oh, and he might pay for it as well. Bounce back up in the air once, and is not going to get to that red, is he? Yes, he is going to get to red. Now that will completely throw Av3k off now. And it'll be interesting to see how he recovers from that. Mega due any second now. Toxjq making his way along the side corridor, not down the main stairway. Instead has had to actually leave that one alone. Gets one rail added. Waits and tries to time the second one. Couldn't make it work for him though. Signs better of it. He'll now hang around down by the yellow. Yellow has spawned just behind him. He goes back and collects that one now. Makes his way back down low and has the red armour spawn on time. Av3k though, completely thrown off that red, remember, which is why he was nowhere to be seen. LG from Toxjq. Rail comes back from Av3k as he skips across towards the stairway leading back to Mega health. Toxjq looking across the precipice, drops down, picks up a little bit of health himself. Now takes up the position on the stairs this time rather than attacking the Mega from the other side, and now will pick up the Mega, almost as if I think Av3k has decided that he really needs to lock down where this red is going to spawn, and has actually lost himself out on the Mega. So very strategical so far from both players, and has finally seen that red spawn and will now have the time on it. 4-3, Toxjq leads, 11:30 on the clock remaining. And this one, a tight affair. Nice rail actually from Av3k there in the face of some hyper blaster. Av3k now trying to move in on the Mega. This battle is going to come. Great rocket from Toxjq, and a brilliant rail back from Av3k, but it won't allow him to pick up that Mega health. And Toxjq has that one, but a stunning rocket to the face of Toxjq. And Av3k is really, really on form and on fire right now. The Mega is up though, and he's missed out on that run out of LG as well. And that's a really huge mistake from Av3k. And Toxjq really should have punished him for that, but he didn't. I guess he's just happy to get back the control on the Mega and the red. Av3k now going to just hover around that red armour and approach it from above. Has the rail shot. That'll force Av3k onto the Toxjq onto the back footlet. LG lashing out to him. He's only got 13 health. He's got to be very careful. And Sly crouches down low and just about survived the fall. Picks up 225, but Toxjq just picks him off. And that'll make it 5-4 to the Swede as he moves back in towards the Mega off the spawn. Av3k had a great spawn there, but didn't make advantage of it. Wasn't able to get to that Mega health in time. .15 on the clock then. Still 5-4. We had a frantic start to the game. And since then, it's been about chess. Moving pieces of power-ups around the map and pulling the timing off. Toxjq, though, coming back in for a 2-point lead with a rocket kill on Av3k. Spawns now comes across towards the Mega house. Noses up any second, tries to take up the position on it. And instead, you can see just in death cam mode there, it was Toxjq that was able to claim the Mega once more. And he has had a very big lock on that Mega house. It's the difference between the two players so far, as Toxjq will destroy Av3k, trying to pummel the bumblebee grenades into his face. Work out. The little rocket jump from Toxjq now. Makes a strategical choice to try and attack Av3k on the top row. Didn't work out for him this time. Drops back down towards rail. He'll steal that rail away and keep it away from the hands of Av3k as well. Just limiting him to the grenades and the Hyper Blaster right now, which really aren't that effective as you see the Hyper Blaster being used through the teleporter and then appearing above your own head. Red claimed. And the rail just come up, and Av3k, you see that, and well, Toxjq was really baiting him into that room with the rail, and he picked it up again. And yeah, this is great work from Toxjq once more. You see, no rail in hand for Av3k. He's run out of nades as well. Does have the rocket launcher at last, so he's decided Av3k's rail is just too strong for him to be able to have that. He's denied him now for about a minute, and now he's LG'd him to death as well and claimed the red. Av3k not going for the rail that time. Well, I guess maybe he thought Toxjq would think that's exactly where he would head, and instead he's gone for the Mega. Playing with his mind a little bit here, I think. Finally that rail gun is picked up, but he's denied him that for like 2 minutes, and the first time he gets hold of it, what did he do? Puts one of those cyan uranium slugs right into the face of Toxjq. Second one doesn't land. Red armor spawn. Toxjq dancing his way along the corridor and landing a rail. Lands a second one as well. And Av3k now with 8:15 on the clock finds himself with a 6-frag deficit. Next battle coming at the Mega once more. More Hyper Blaster work again from Av3k, but Toxjq just too strong with those rockets. And the rail off the spawn. And Av3k not really moving around the map as well as I've seen him in the past. He's not really renowned for his super slippery movement. Someone like hell to move around the map at speed, but nevertheless, it's usually pretty adequate. Toxjq, on the other hand, looking sublime and peerless right now. Halfway through the map, 11-4. Remember, Toxjq won map 1. This is the upper bracket final. Guaranteed place in the grand final is there for the winner of this map. Loser goes to the consolation final. Not the consolidation final, as Houdini would have you believe. What is he? It's a little bit quiet right now, Av3k, with the control looking for all that red as the rockets rain down on him now from Toxjq. Some really good LG back there from the pole. Let's have that switch over. Actually, Toxjq's had to rejuvenate himself with a little bit of health here, and he's got no armour whatsoever. He's trying to find a yellow here, lands a rail, gets a rocket down below, and the second one is even better. And finally, Av3k can stop the rot. Out on his 5th frag of the map. This is Av3k's map choice too. Toxjq now going to go head to head with him here. He is, and well, that's a strange choice of play there from Toxjq, and a couple more frags going to come in, one more conversion as well. Almost as if we've switched over to Toxjq now, and he's having a bit of a mare. The spawns, LG again. Av3k just standing still and probably having a chat with his position by the side of him as well. He really has been very nonchalant this weekend. 3 frags the difference. Mega house picked up here. Toxjq just hammering away with the machine gun. Yeah, it does take a lot of bullets to do a lot of damage, but at this kind of level, it doesn't take long. So, 5:57 now, and Av3k on the comeback trail right now. LG lashing out, a couple of big rockets coming back from Toxjq, but they're not good enough. The pole reduces the gap to 2. Hyper blaster off the spawn. Av3k chasing him down once more. Rail's not there. Rail does spawn. Av3k though will pummel a rocket right into his feet. And that gap has now become 1. Switch over to the pole right now. Is this commentator's curse, I wonder? Mega spawns. Yellow collected already. Red collected already, my mistake. Yellow is next up. Av3k doesn't seem too worried about it either. Finds the starry-eyed teleporter that Too Good and Garpy seems to fail to find. There's a couple of brilliant rockets from Av3k. One onto the wall, pinned him right up like a post-it note, and the second one will finish him off. And we are tied at 10-10 as another fight breaks over by the rail spawn. Rockets are really, really on fire now for Av3k, and he's using them to great effect. Rail not quite so good that time, but Av3k leads by 11-10. He's completely changed this map around. Looked like he was wandering around in syrup early on in this game, and suddenly the flow to his movement has come back. As I say that, he just uses the overhang to the teleporter. Will get the frag in on Toxjq. Actually, Toxjq killed himself there. As Av3k stands still. What he's doing there is just listening, seeing whether he can work out which spawn Toxjq has got. And from there, decide his next plan of attack. He leads by 2. So the play that Av3k had early on in this map didn't look too smart, but perhaps he's taken a smart pill on the way through, because the last few minutes have been very good indeed. Now it's actually Toxjq that finds Av3k flying back up towards him from behind, and you don't often find Toxjq looking like that and looking surprised. On that occasion, he was fairly late to the party. Another rail from Av3k slams into the back of Toxjq, who comes back with a really good rocket, but it didn't do an awful lot of damage in terms of health, but it did take away an awful lot of armour. Red due any second. Well, that's actually 10 seconds away. And Av3k now hovering around that red armour very early on. He's going to have a little bit of a run here, because he knows Red's up, and then within 5, Mega's up as well. Here he goes with the run through the teleport, all the way down the right-hand side as he gets one rocket to land. He takes the rocket jump towards the Mega. Great stuff from Av3k. Brilliantly executed, and Toxjq now on the back foot yet again. Although he did get a lot of damage done as well, and the armour all stripped away, and Av3k only back to the 100. It's important, nevertheless, that he remained in control. 13-9, 3:24 remaining, and at the moment it looks like we might well be heading to a third map. Av3k with a rocket kill now. Fantastic comeback from the pole. Never ever write him off. 16 health though. Does need to top himself up. Does grab a couple of 25s. Yellow on the way through. Mega due now. Mega is stolen away from the prying eyes of Toxjq at the top of the stairway. Comes flying out into the middle area. Oh, poor choice of weapon to start with, but he did change over to the rockets at the right time. Gets the kill and is rewarded with the red armour. So 6 frags difference as we switch over to Toxjq. He really does need to string a few good kills together, but more than that, he really needs to wrestle the control away, because Av3k right now has the red and the Mega almost entirely locked down. Now he might have a chance here because they're both on spawn at the same time, and Mega indeed has spawned, and red is still sitting there, and Av3k went for the Mega at the wrong time. Bad decision, my friend. He went for the red. I thought he'd gone for the red. He left the red for prying eyes, thinking that Toxjq would go for it. They both ended up going for Mega, but actually it seemed like Av3k must have been caught in 2 minds, because he was very late to Mega, and Toxjq had already claimed it. And then claimed the frag. Now how costly is that going to prove? 15-10. 2 minutes remaining. Difficult to see how Toxjq can pull back these 5, with Av3k basically playing the role of Houdini right now, trying to disappear off the server. He's managed to pick up the Mega again though, and Toxjq just a little bit late himself. He now downs him with the LG. He'll fire one off towards the spawn and hope that it clashes in with Av3k. Now finds him down low by rail, and he's surely going to take this frag as well. He does with the LG, and now it's Toxjq on the trail of the comeback kid. He makes a poor choice of rocket jump, gets the second one though. Will he go down? He will actually blow himself up on the floor. He had to go for it at that point. He knew he was on a momentum run, couldn't make the rocket pay, and instead has now lost a frag, and the gap has gone back up to 4. He's not giving up though. Long range LG towards the Mega health. Gotta land it. He does land it as well with just 8 health remaining. And is that the turning point? 3 frags remain for Toxjq to pull this one off and clear things up in this upper bracket final. Claim his place in the grand final in 2 maps. Red armour spawn. Av3k first over into. Great couple of rockets, but stunning rail back from Av3k, and that will seal the deal with a minute remaining. As our man tells us, I'm pretty sure Well, Toxjq not giving up at all. We've seen him give up yet once, so hardly surprising. But 4 frames of difference now. I think Av3k just has enough now to take him through. He'll sit on this red all day long. Knows there's a long way back for the Mega as well, and just has to stay out of trouble right now. There's Av3k. Toxjq, meanwhile, lands another couple of rails, and Av3k has no armour. Full pack of health. 25 remaining. 25 seconds remaining. If Av3k had a machine right now, he'd be engaging plus back mode. All he has to do is stay out of the way. Now he can pretty much use the spawn times. Nice mid-air Hyper Blaster. Finishes it off, and Av3k. Toxjq says GG. 5 seconds left of the game, and Av3k will claim map 2 on Placebo, and we will be heading off to a 3rd map. That railgun for Tox, 41% in that game to the 26 of Av3k. Just looking through the shotgun, 30% for Toxjq as well. 23% rockets, 27 LG. All pretty standard, I have to say. Apparently you couldn't see what was going on, but now you can. So you never trust ReDeYe with anything technical, ever. It just doesn't work. Rocket from Toxjq, Av3k then going down under fire, and we're back to 3-3. They've killed each other in a double kill. They've killed each other themselves. And, oh, stunning rockets from Toxjq. One into the 50. He knew where the man was going to land. And the second one in the acid hit him before he even touched the acid with his feet. Av3k though picks up the Hyper Blaster kill. These two are just like a couple of old pro wrestlers slugging it out. But I can assure you, this is definitely not WWE. Toxjq then making his way back down towards red, and finds a rocket between his teeth for his troubles. 5-5. Carry on like this, we'll end up with a cricket score. A couple of rockets flying off along the middle corridor. Bounce pad is used. Toxjq heard it as well. Now goes for the kill, but Av3k with the LG much stronger. I don't think he was left with an awful lot of health. He's got 61 now, but I think he's picked up 2 25 packs in the middle of that. Shotgun from the middle by Toxjq. Av3k now trapped down low. Needs this red to spawn. It does any second now. And just about managed to avoid the grenades. And then LG is stunning through the midsection. And Av3k retakes the lead by 7-5. LG at long range, runs out of LG slug zone and has to get the rocket working for him now. He'll have to make a spin across the map to pick up the LG, and does so, and rocket's just flying in towards the yellow spawn. And that's called baiting and fishing. And hook, line and sinker, he just hooked himself a Swede. 8-5. Only played 3.5 minutes, would you believe? Point blank range rocket from Av3k after LG, good work. 4 frags the difference, and well, I have to say, and I'm going to be fairly bold and brave, I would have said Toxjq looked like he would be the favourite picking Frantic, but Av3k showing just how strong he can be on this map. He learnt a lot of the corner on it as well. Trapping his opponent in the walkway as well. He's been down to 8 health several times now. And that's the times when, as a player, you sit there scratching your head going, how the hell has this guy not died? I'm pretty sure I'm hitting him with everything. Is it just going through it? On the other hand, Toxjq's not an ordinary player, he's a cyborg, so he probably won't be thinking like that. Yellow is up high. Av3k is kind of in two minds, actually. He doesn't know whether to go right or left right now. He's not quite sure which way Toxjq's going to attack him, and he's not too interested in taking the fight to him right now with 30 HP. Does have 117 on the armour. Finally does decide to go and join the battle on the middle and picks up the yellow. Oh, lick of the LG at long range. Just takes him down to 2 health. And yet again, it's another one of those. How many more times do I have to hit this guy before he dies? 51 HP now. Just prepared himself up a little. Another exchange of rockets. And really, Av3k right now is just not interested in having any kind of battle with the Swede whatsoever. He has a 6 frag leash, just got us out of trouble, and the grenades come flying through, and again, the 22 health, the stunning rockets through the teleporter exit, and really Toxjq should not have been there, and he'll get another kill off the spawn as well, and again he's down to 4 health, and again Toxjq, well, if he wasn't a cyborg, really would be scratching his head. Yellow claimed as well now in the corner. You can have the red, says Av3k. I'll let you have that one. I'm going to have the 2 high yellows. Sorry, the high yellow and the corner yellow. Finally decides he's going to come and play down in red, and that might be his undoing, and indeed it is. Toxjq, though, with the LG, was able to reduce the deficit to 7, but Av3k's built up a very handy lead here in the first quarter of this 3rd and final map. 9:14 remaining. Into the acid for Av3k now. Don't want to stand in there too long, sir. And Toxjq claims the frag with the LG yet again. Just see now, this game is very much about momentum, and Toxjq right now has that momentum. Let's just switch over to him as well. Slide crouch move round the corner through the TP, makes his way up onto the middle walkway. Long range LG, they exchange that, and it's now Toxjq that has the red coloured health bars showing. And for the second time, and then Av3k with the machine gun is ultra accurate and will end that little reign of terror by the Swede. But it was a good run. It's left him with just a 5 frag deficit now. Not even halfway through on Frantic here. It's been stunning. 2 health remains, and Av3k will just rush in. Hyper Blaster primed, and well, off the spawn. Toxjq not even knowing where he is. He's going to try and pick up the 50 before he dies. Didn't manage to get there in time. Hyper Blast off the spawn yet again. Av3k predicting those spawns perfectly. Leaving the red armour. At the moment, it's almost like he's saying, well, alright, let's make a game of it then. You can have the red and I'll have the 2 yellows. LG to LG, they're actually going toe-to-toe here, right up close as well, and it'll be Toxjq who'll win that battle every time. 8 minutes remaining and 6 frags now the difference, and Toxjq again making good use of the LG. The LG should really be his choice of weapon on this particular map, but Av3k has been very good with the rockets on here. Also with his positional play as well. Just trying to throw off the scent there with a couple of rockets into the floor. I think he has thrown his opponent away now. High yellow is some distance away. I think Toxjq might have lost his timing here on these yellows because it's been a while since he's been in this part of the map. Yeah, definitely. And wow, you see the mistake there because it's spawned. He knows the red's due as well though, and he's now pummeling the ground with the rockets, trying to make sure that Av3k can't get out, knowing full well that the yellow is still sitting there on the high spawn, and he can go back and get it whenever he wants and give, well, a little bit of throwing of the time off. I'm even going to suggest that they aren't even timing these 2 yellows, to be fair, but knowing Av3k, he probably has got 4 timers in his head, all going simultaneously. 7 minutes remaining. 7 minutes of this enthralling final between 2 of the very best Quake4 players in the world. I think, with only the exception of perhaps Sturmy and Cooler being here, these 2 have shown over the last 18 months that they really don't have that many opposition at the top end of Quake4. Grenades being thrown off again into that high area by Toxjq. Clever use as well. Gets another bit of damage as well, and let's check out and see what Av3k's doing. Well, he's still sitting there, 83 health, 100 armour. And that'll do very nicely, thank you very much. Good LG work though from Av3k, showing that he's got just as much in the pocket as his Swedish counterpart. And makes it 17-11. Down towards 6 minutes now. The clock's starting to become a factor here for Toxjq. The last time these players... Well, this is actually the first time we've seen Toxjq in an Ice Series event. We have seen Av3k here before. He won the tournament held on I30 early on in the year. And was very, very good at it as well. And that was really his first when he picks up their frag down after the crater from Toxjq. Now that'll give him a 7-point lead here, but that was really his first very, very big win with most of the top players here. But the one player that wasn't here that he really wanted to face was Toxjq. They then avoided each other again at ESWC, but Toxjq has the heads up on this one at the moment. Played early on at QuakeCon in 2006 as well, but really, Av3k since then has become a huge star on the international scene in gaming, not just in 1v1, but all around the world. And is now looking to prove in what is potentially the last big Quake4 tournament as the battle commences now over the top yellow, and Av3k will bring that one home as well. And is content to just stay away from Toxjq. Now decides he might want to pick up the red armour, and again he's gone down into the red armour room for the second time in about 6 minutes, and again he's come up on the wrong end of a rocket off the spawn. Toxjq reducing the gap back down to 6. Again, go back to the smart play, Av3k. He's good. Shotgun's not working for you either, sir, down low. He's going to force spawn now, always at the hyperblaster. Don't want to spawn there. Let's respawn. Rocket comes flying down towards the spawn in the corner yellow. Gap is down to 4 now, and he's got to be careful. Not one of those maps that you can really stay out of arm's length for too long. And Toxjq now on the rampage with a 3-frag deficit. He knows the red armor's going to come. That's a stunning rocket from Toxjq because he had no hope of claiming the high yellow. Fired off a rocket anyway and got the red armour and left Av3k with just 17 HP. He's got to go back to playing smart again. Cooler school for Av3k. 3-frag lead. Can he defend for 3 minutes 50? Personally, I think it's too long. I think you have to go on the offensive here. Rebuild your health and your armour, get back into that red armour room, and perhaps that's what Av3k's going to do now as well, and he is going to claim that red. Baited into there really by Toxjq, and there's the fake rocket jump from Av3k, and Toxjq now will wonder where he is, will he? Sending off the rockets now. That's going to give his position away, but you know what? Toxjq's got to chase this game now. Every second that goes away from him is a second closer to victory for Av3k. Good work from the pole here. Smart play. More smart play as well. Finally he's popped through by a couple of rockets from Toxjq, who comes chasing him down the walkway. He's done a lot of damage, 1 health only remaining, and somehow Av3k survives, and I tell you what, that might well turn out to be the most pivotal part of this entire game when they come back to review the demos afterwards. Yellow picked up by Av3k, the red is going to be claimed by Toxjq. 2:55 remaining. I'm going to be able to eat my words after this one. I wouldn't have defended from this long. With a 3-frag lead on Frantic. I don't know if Jay would you? He's awesome at hiding, so he probably would actually. Toxjq with the LG frag reduces the deficit to 2. Game on, says the Swede. Rockets now coming in as well. This will reduce it. Oh, Av3k blows himself up, and that'll just make the gap 1 now through the teleport. Oh, Toxjq decided to go away at just the last minute. If he'd stayed on the high level, he'd have claimed the frag that equalises him back up, but he's going to get it anyway, and we're tied up at 18 all with 2 minutes and 19 remaining, and exactly what we said a minute ago. It's not going to work out for the pole trying to hide that long, and rockets come raining down on him now at the hyperblaster spawn. He's got it a second time, and that's really not going to help him. Although he's now throwing them off down that long corridor down low. He avoids the rockets. And he's down to 41 health. He's just picked up a 25. There's another one added to his pack as well. 1:57 remaining. And now it's Av3k who has to go on the offensive and try and find the Swede. Where's he going to find him? Up high by the yellow. Rockets picked up. They both go for the red. Toxjq has the position now. Is he going to try and pin him in? He's not going to try and pin him in. He's going to try and make him go for the 50. And that's exactly what what Av3k thought he was going to do, and exactly what Toxjq did do. Oh, brilliant rocket from Toxjq though, and that really should put the icing on the cake for him. All he needs now is a cherry. 90 seconds to go. And Toxjq leads by 2. After a long period in this game of domination from the pole, is he about to head down to the lower bracket for the second time going up against Toxjq? Grenades along the low corridor, just catching Toxjq for a little bit. Av3k's not in any hurry right now. You might think that's a bit weird because there's only a minute remaining, but this is frantic, remember. You can get 2 frags in the blink of an eye. He won't want to attack until he's ready. 170 armour and now 200. Now's the time. Has to make it count now. Hyperblaster going to be picked up on the way through. Does he make his way through? He does go for the chance in the attack. Decides to back away. Now long range LG along the top corridor. This is going to decide how we go in the upper bracket final. But Av3k backs away. 40 seconds remaining now. LG stolen on the way through. Corner yellow not there, my friend. You're going to have to go and find him. Your yellow is now there. Av3k now into the high corridor. Rocket flying away from him. Plus back mode enabled by Toxjq. 2018, 28 seconds remaining. Red armour now picked up, and this really is going to be the final chance. There's only 23 seconds left. Smack in the face by the Rockets, and surely that's going to be enough now for Toxjq. He has a 2-frag lead, and Av3k has just 5 HP. He's not going to be able to go on the hunt for him. He's got 14 seconds to find him. He has found him over by the yellow, but again, Toxjq can just go and hide and run away. Yellow picked up, 7 seconds now. Av3k still on the hunt. He's got to try and find him. Clever play by Toxjq again, though. Hides, and he's disappeared like Houdini. And Toxjq wins by 20 to 18. And a round of applause for some very, very smart play by the world champion.